special
All right.
special ranking video today with Prod. You know them from Productions.
Hey guys, what's up? Carson the Law Frazier here with Productions. Really glad to be here, and I'm actually the leading expert trimmy on all things Tremors. I brought one of my little cohorts with me, Fred, and so yeah,
hey guys,
you got anything you need to say, Fred?
Of Not Production Films, Whore the Punka Man, to the newest one,
director of Troglodytes,
to the newest one,
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider's the
I
new
know
one.
the movie's better than they
Voyage
do.
of Captain
I'm the biggest
Sandler,
fan.
Dying to Nebraska.
And
Don't be so humble, man.
And I'm excited to do these rankings. Love Tremors, love Burt Gummer, okay, and Hiram too. So I'm ready to get going.
I like starting at 8, and then we each go in an order, and it's more like a game.
Okay, so what each of us think is the worst?
I like that too.
Okay, let's do that.
No.
Oh, okay. What?
Hendrix, you pick. You start at 8. I do 7. Cody does 6, and continuing in that way.
Oh, okay. So
all right, and then we each get one hard veto. We each get one hard veto, and if someone uses their veto, that then means that one cannot be put in that spot. And now we've got to do a majority 2/3 vote to decide what the movie is that goes in that spot.
Okay. Number 8.
Oh, okay.
Worst Tremors movie is Shrieker Island.
Did he say Shrieker Island?
Yes.
I don't know.
Am I cutting out? Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with
that.
There it is.
Shrieker Island.
That's good.
By far, Shrieker Island.
It's not even close, like, Burt Gummer's barely in it.
Do you care to elaborate why?
Yeah, we'll elaborate in that order too. The first, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shit movie. That's my elaboration.
Okay. So mine is basically this. Tremors 7 is horseshit. And it's a horrific excuse for a film. And it's Don Michael Paul at his best. It really is. He'll trick you with that Richard Brake shitty little actor from the dumbass Doom movie from hell, where they pretend that he's like some actual dude even though he's shit. And then the script was actually supposed to obviously be Jamie Kennedy. And then when they didn't give him enough money to come back, they got greasy ass John Heater to take his spot, and he was pretty bad as well. And like you said, Burt Gummer is hardly in it, and then obviously obvious spoiler, Burt Gummer fucking dies.
Yeah, and
Cody.
Didn't Burt shower and piss in this movie?
I agree. I don't think you can kill Burt Gummer.
No.
What'd you say?
Didn't Burt get pissed on this movie, and he showered with it, or did he shower with his own piss?
I don't remember.
Or was
I watched it since it came out.
I'm pretty sure he showers with his own piss.
I thought, or he drank his piss in 5. Anyway,
okay. Go ahead.
In Tremors, let me elaborate on my opinions on Tremors 7. So, here's my thing about everything about Tremors 7. Like you said, Carson, it's Don Michael Paul at well, you said his best, but I mean, he's trying really hard, but he just sucks really bad. And Don Michael Paul, he gets together his entourage of scantily clad women that are all dressed in Mad Max clothing. I don't know who does the wardrobe for these Don Michael Paul films, but they all are dressed not like human beings. Really trim. And it's called Shrieker Island, and there's not a Shrieker in it.
Sorry, I should have touched on that.
Because they refuse to do Shriekers practically, and they do everything CGI, and this is across all the Don Michael Paul films. Everything looks like shit. The acting's bad, and with all love to Michael Gross, he is terrible in this movie. He's terrible in 6 as well. He is not playing Burt Gummer the way Burt Gummer is supposed to be played. And then the way he dies is kind of retarded. Like, obviously, like Carson said, it was supposed to be Jamie Kennedy, his son, and he would have sacrificed his life for his son, which would have made sense, I guess. Still would have been stupid. But instead, he's sacrificing his life for Napoleon Dynamite. Doesn't make sense. I don't get it. So, yeah.
All right. So Tremors 7 firmly in the last spot.
The Napoleon Dynamite dude tried his best in this movie, but the script was just shit. Okay, who has 7?
That is true as well. That was me. It's just gonna have to be 6 that goes there.
Cold Day in Hell.
A Cold Day in Hell, yeah.
Well, I have no arguments there because that's where I have it.
Now, it's been a while since I've seen A Cold Day from Hell, but I'll touch on the good things it does, since there are a couple. And that's why it's above the Shrieker Island, Shitty Shrieker Island.
That's in that movie, I think.
Wait, what does he say?
Burt Gummer says my balls are in the Guinness Book.
Yeah, Guinness Book.
Yeah.
So it does. The girl says something in the plane that makes me laugh every time. I don't remember what it is she says. I don't remember, but it makes me laugh every time, ironically. So I'll give it a point for that. And then I really love, my favorite part about the movie is how it's like in the Arctic. I love how they decided it was time to make a Tremors movie in the Arctic, but it just so happened to be the hottest summer ever in the Arctic, so much so that they can wear 2 layers and sunglasses and be sweating profusely every scene. Which makes you wonder, oh shit, they actually shot in a fucking desert and color corrected it.
Right. Wait, is that what you just said? About the sand?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say,
they literally shot it in a desert and color corrected it, and it's so blatantly obvious because the sun is in all their sunglasses and they're wearing t-shirts. And so why even bother making a Tremors movie in the snow if you're filming it in the sand? And then they don't even do the color correcting thing for the other half of the movie because it takes place at this outpost where there is no snow, and they say that we're in the hottest summer ever in the Arctic. So that's really confusing.
But what it has,
and it has nothing to do with the snow. They're on graboids breaking through the ice, which that's what I was gonna yep.
Sorry, I'm so
they have a
delayed. My
practical
voice, I can hear
graboid.
it.
That was the only other good thing. No, yeah. So that was the other thing. So what do you say, Cody?
Yeah, I agree. The practical graboid, that's slightly above. Jamie Kennedy, any one of the ones with Jamie Kennedy. Jamie Kennedy is the only thing about these movies that puts that he's the only character in these movies that is better than characters from the first 4 movies. Jamie Kennedy's great. I love Jamie Kennedy. He's hilarious, and he's great in this one. But there is another character who's Valentine's daughter, and like that doesn't go. That means nothing for the film. I thought like Rhonda was gonna show up or something, and nothing happened. She just was Valentine's daughter. Same thing with wardrobing and just acting. He gets the women with the biggest boobs, and he puts them on screen. And he acts like all these interactions are normal, and I don't know, Bert is not really different, and everything looks like shit, but it's slightly ironically funnier than 7 and Jamie Kennedy. Just that.
Yeah, the only thing Cold Day in Hell has over Shrieker is the practical effect graboid, and that it actually has Burt Gummer one-liners. That's one thing I forgot to mention. Burt Gummer, I don't think has a single one-liner from Shrieker, unless you guys know one.
No, not a memorable one.
I don't think it has a single one. He's barely in it.
Yeah. I honestly been a while. I've seen Tremors 6 a few times, but I've only seen Tremors 7 once, so I don't.
And
So I
it
don't
also
know.
looks like it's filmed on a phone. I don't know if it had that effect to you guys, but the angles were just horrible. It looks like the guy didn't even like
Yeah,
use
it
the
looks
phone
like
at
that.
all. Yeah, on 6.
I will say that was the one thing about Tremors 7 is that it looked better than Tremors 6. I think Tremors 6 was the ugliest of all of them.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. And the title card pisses me off because it looks like it was made on Snapchat.
Definitely the cheapest looking.
Dude, if you haven't seen it in a
My turn?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. This one's tough. It's between two.
We're getting into the good ones.
I think I would honestly have to put 5. It's between. I hate to say that because we're just doing all the Don Michael Paul ones. It was between 5 and 3. I'll explain later when we rank 3 why I think 3 is slightly better than 5. But 5, I think, is an echelon above Tremor 6 and Tremor 7 because Jamie Kennedy's great in it. Dick Van Vaek or whatever his name is awesome. Not really, but he's funny. And this is the best version of Don Michael Paul Burt we get. And I don't, because this Don Michael Paul Burt isn't terrible. And I love the opening and the idea that in the modern era, Burt Gummer has a YouTube television series where he's in the desert cooking food and catching rattlesnakes. That's awesome. And the opening with Jamie Kennedy on the motorcycle, unironically, is kind of cool. And then, and killing them in Africa. I remember there's a scene on the bridge, and I think the romance between Jamie Kennedy and the black girl actually isn't like terrible. That's the thing, but with 6 and 7 is that there's this terrible romance in like all of them. But that one actually isn't. Actually, that one with Jamie Kennedy isn't awful. It's not good, but it's not awful, if I remember. And there's parts that were funnier. But I think what 3 gets over 5 again for me is it comes down to the practical effects. I mean, those Don Michael Paul movies just look like shit. Then they don't use a practical thing, and it just doesn't have that cool effect. You know, that you don't see a real graboid rising out of the ground and pulling someone back under. You get the schlock, and it looks like garbage. But it is whole echelons above the 2 that followed it. So it's just going to be a 5 at that. Yeah.
Well, one
Hendrix.
thing it has under Cold Day and Shrieker is that it still feels like a Tremors movie to some extent. And I was surprised at how bad 5 was when I rewatched it, but it's still, like you said, nowhere near as bad as Shrieker or Cold Day. And I think Burt is funny in it. The YouTube channel, like you said, the whole YouTube channel aspect I love. I don't know why you're comparing it to 3 though. We're gonna have an argument about that, but it's better than Cold Day or Shrieker. So what do you have to say, Carson?
I think when I watched it, I agree with Hendrix that it is somewhat akin to a Tremors film. In a sort of innovative way for Don Michael Paul. You could really see he maybe had some creative luster when he came into the fold with this one.
Oh, I also heard that he rewrote
obviously,
every single one of his lines.
Burt Gummer is good, and he actually has some lines that are memorable. And Jamie Kennedy is actually a good casting option here. I don't know what they did with how they got Jamie Kennedy, but he was a good pick. And honestly, it may sound stupid, but maybe even just the whole aspect of how they say he's, not that it means anything, but the whole plot line of him finding out he's his son actually is done all right enough, I guess, as well. And it has scenes that I like and can at least remember, like when the guy's kissing, or I think it's kissing.
Yes, that's a good scene.
And he's hanging from the
That
wall.
was actually intense.
Yeah, and he's hanging down, and he's like, "Yo, pull me up!" or whatever, and the guy pissing. And
Is this
then,
the one with all the
like
piss
you
jokes?
said,
Isn't 5 like covered with piss jokes?
With all what?
Is-
It's been a bit since I've seen
I
it.
don't remember the specific jokes. Is this the one where they blow up a cave full of eggs, or is that Shrieker Island?
I think it's 5.
Or do they do that in both?
5.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually don't mind that scene either when Jamie King is going to the dark cave, and he.
Oh no, there's nothing redeemable about 7.
Ass
7 is
Blaster,
the
or,
Jurassic
and then
Park.
actually the scene where they have the scene where they have the dude on the bridge with the or maybe
That's the scene I was talking about. That scene's good.
where he's on the bridge with the suit and
Night
the
vision,
ass.
like-
Oh, where the graboid
Yeah,
goes
there's
under the
actually a
bridge
few.
and he like shoots across under the bridge. That's a
Yeah,
badass scene.
yeah. That's actually has some decent scenes. But as far as bad, like I mean, it's just whatever. The shitty CGI, the graboids look like shit. Everyone dies off camera, and there's nothing done practically or cool.
Yeah, everybody's cool off camera.
I do think out of all the Don Michael Paul women with their tits out, the one in 5 is the hottest. So, what about the women? Do you agree with me on that?
You talking about the black girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's probably the best looking of the ones. The one in 7's the ugliest.
We're gonna rank the women of Tremors.
Yes.
Okay.
Then Helen Shaver's number 1.
Is that the girl from Tremors 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's hot. Who's the girl? All right, you're up, Hendrix.
Okay, so at number 5, I have, if I can find it, Tremors 4: The Legend Begins.
What the fuck?
What?
So, I'll let you guys
Explain.
Okay. Oh no. Okay. I love
I want to
westerns.
hear your explanation first.
I love westerns. I don't think that they were. It seemed like they didn't know where to take the series, and there's too many callbacks to characters. Like it'll just like every single character just plays himself. Like their great grandfather and great grandma is like their identical twin.
They're like an old Fred character.
Yeah, old Fred character, and then the young guy that I think in the first movie he dies on the electric pole from dehydration. They have him in there. I was honestly kind of bored on rewatch of this one, but the opening kill was really good of the mine shaft. I did like that, and they messed up on the mine shaft in the first movie. The Tremors mining town thing is not for silver. I forget what it's called, but it's not for silver. So that was a huge mess up.
Oh.
I forget what it was.
Like
well, speaking of huge messes up, we'll talk about it when we get to 3. There's a massive mess up in 3, but
yeah.
Well, they messed up the whole lore of the town of the mining town. Bert is
okay. Who's going next? Me or you, Carson?
I guess me. Here's my thing about why I I don't think that this one should be there.
Oh, and Bert is a puss. He like doesn't. He's not Bert. So
He's hot from.
Isn't. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's new and fresh and exciting.
Come on, I'm watching Tremors.
He's Hiram Gummer.
Anything like that.
Anyways. I like the whole plot. I love how it's the mining town and they're like baby graboids and they're like jumping around. My favorite scene in the movie is when Hiram Gummer and Soggy are on the what do you call them?
That's where Soggy came from, by the way.
Yeah. Where God. Sorry, what are those things you hang in between trees that you sleep on? Hammock. When he's sleeping on the hammock and they're at the camping scene and then like the little baby graboids come out of the ground and start swiping people. That's like awesome. Another great scene when Black Hand Kelly, the guy from Untouchables, when really anything with him whenever they first hire him and they have to pay a bunch of money, he's like, oh god damn, fuck this is way out of my league. And he's like the gunslinger from hell, and I love the scene where they're in the barn and they're like spending the night there, and the graboids pulling each being out one by one, and he's like, fuck, what do we do? And they're trying to figure out. It's such it actually goes suspense in such an old good way. Okay, the Western set is amazing. It's not anything crazy, but yeah, and then the ending where this guy wants the damn statue the whole time to fix the statue, and things actually mean something in that movie, and I like the characters.
The screenplay, the old George Wilson or whatever, what's her name? They knew how to write a screenplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the screenplay is good.
Oh, yeah,
I like the whole plot, how it unfolds is great. And I love the Highland character. All right, Cody, you go then.
So okay, wait. Is there any? Oh wait, no, you haven't talked about it. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
Tremors 4 is one of my favorites. I'll keep it brief. I love the idea of it going Western. I don't really mind that all the characters are kind of just like old, I think the movie's very tongue in cheek. Obviously, it's Irish cover and it's still played on Master Bros. Like the movie has to be tongue in cheek. And it works out. And the guy who plays, I don't remember the main character's name, the Hispanic guy, but he's really good. But like, I think best supporting actor other than Burt Gummer in the first one, or Burt Gummer in the second one, because Burt Gummer eventually became a main character. The best supporting actor of all time in any Tremors movie is Black Hand Kelly. He's
Billy
hard as
Dragon.
hell. He is tough. Yes. He is so tough. And I love the scene where
He is a cool
and I
ass.
love Hiram Gummer. I like how you despise Hiram Gummer in the beginning, and like he's like, go bring me my, my chef, and I'll give you this last piece of gingerbread. And then like while he gets it, he like eats the gingerbread and he's like, trust nobody or something. I can't remember
Right.
exactly what he
Well,
said.
yeah, that's the thing. That guy like taught
but it's like
everything
really
in Bert's like bloodline. He taught him everything.
yeah. So I love Tremors 4. I think it's better than 3, and it's iffy for 1, in my opinion. I like Tremors
1.
4, so I disagree where it is. Number 1.
So I'm guessing I'm gonna add. Is there any vetoes?
Well, we just want to make you change your opinion.
Kind of belongs over 3.
Over 3?
Yeah, 3's not very good.
I mean, it's not, but
What do you say, Carson? 4 over 3?
Yeah, but it depends on if we convince him.
okay. I'll put 4 over 3.
What about? Yep.
I'll put 4 over 3. So I guess I'll do. We don't have 3 up there yet, so should I just go ahead and put 3 up there?
Is that where you would put it, Carson?
Yeah, I would put 3 at 5 then.
3 at 5.
And then just let Carson explain, I guess.
Well, I don't want you to change it unless you really think so.
Well,
Yeah.
I think
It's your rating.
Well, I mean that's okay. Bert gets eaten in 3. I love that. That's like one of.
If
my
we didn't
favorite
convince
Tremors.
you, that is a great.
Okay, pretty suspenseful. Yeah, that's a good scene.
It's mostly still everything's practical, right? They do have like not everything. They have some ass blasters in there that are digital. I'm trying to look at like the pictures of the film to remember.
See, that's another thing I think about 4. I think 4's got a lot more practical.
I think 4 is a lot better effects than 3.
Does it? Okay, that would.
Other
go
than the Bert getting eaten scene, which is the highlight of the movie. Yes,
Yeah,
the Bert
that is
getting
the
eaten
best.
scene is like the what makes that movie.
And one of the coolest posters, but I guess we can't really count that. I think
Well,
you've convinced me on.
what do you think?
Put it wherever you want.
I did have fun with Tremors 4. To be fair, I didn't rewatch 3.
How about we
because I
all
thought
talk
it was
about
already
3
good.
and then you decide?
Okay, let's talk about 3.
All right. Tremors 3, back to perfection. Okay, here's what I like about Tremors 3 and why I would put it above Tremors 5. One, it has some sort of coherent plot and story and goal. That's just because, the writers are actually good and kind of know what they're doing, and the director too, and they actually kind of have a semblance of an idea of how a movie works. 2, Burt Gummer is still the old, good-fashioned Burt Gummer.
Peak Burt here.
I mean, we are peak Burt Gummer. He's about to go into the TV show. They know how Gummer acts. They know his whole shtick. So he's really in prime form, and that's about it as far as good. Then there's a couple good scenes, like you said, the scene where he gets eaten, and then what?
I was gonna say how I got convinced. So I do love westerns, and it is a different take of the franchise. And by 3, you could probably say that it's a little bit drawn out from 1 and 2. It's kind of the same thing. So just for 4's differences, I'll put it above 3.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Because I watch 1 and 2 all the time back to back.
Here's my thing about 3. The problems with that. 1, and what's better in 4 with it. The side characters in 3, they suck ass.
Okay, yeah.
I'm Chang's daughter, and then is Jack. I think in the show, what's the guy in the show who replaces Jack?
It's a very similar name.
Like Max or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, Jack is one of the shittiest side characters. I think. I don't really think his character. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know what it is about him. Okay, sorry. Other than the whole idea about the idea, which is just the screenwriters because they're just really good. The idea that someone's moved into town and made some hoinky doink theme park ride where they jerry rig shit and make people think there's graboids, and then they're actually being a graboid is
How about ice cold beer?
Yeah.
Graboid grape.
And that is probably the best part of the whole movie.
Attraction, like using it as an attraction. I always thought that was kind of meh. But I don't know. Some of it was
I always thought that was one of the funnier. I thought that was a funny thing that they did. I like that.
Yeah. Well, I do like all the
but like you said,
things,
it's just
so maybe not. Like all the little stuff they sell in the store, I thought was all funny. So.
And so she's done her thing. Done her thing, Chang or whatever. And then my main thing is the plot. It's just not very memorable, and I don't even really remember what. And I've seen Tremors many times, and I can't remember exactly what the point of it is. And it introduces.
What's the first kill or whatever that starts the whole thing? And Weisberg come back. I don't quite remember.
Well, it opens up when he's in Mexico shooting down the Shriekers.
Oh, which is what we need to talk about. The huge mistake.
Yeah, I'll just let you talk about that. But I want to say this. Tremors 3 does, and this is just the one final thing in the coffin. And Tremors 3 does it all right, but I still don't like it. Tremors 2 did the perfect thing when they evolved the creature, and they introduced it perfectly. And so Tremors 3 had no idea what the fuck they were going to do. And so they created the stupidest creature in all of Tremors history, the Ass Blaster, which doesn't make any sense.
I love the Ass Blaster.
And they put it in there as a horrific plot device. And this is the writing, actually, which these guys are great writers, but doesn't make any sense. Okay, so they go into a coma when they eat. Okay, that doesn't make any sense as far as evolutionary. You have to fucking eat. So that makes no sense on any level. It was just more like, oh my god, I gave him food. For them to go, I fed it, and they go, you fed it? They're gonna multiply. Like the second one, it goes, oh shit, it actually went into a food coma. What? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, exactly. And then I'm sorry, just the whole thing about them having the shit in their butt that makes them fart out and fly. Like it's kind of funny the first time, but it's stupid, and I don't like it. But the main reason that it is not to its own fault why it's bad in the first one is that John Michael Paul got his greasy little fat fingers on it after, and it was
Corrupted what an ass blaster is.
in every John Michael Paul movie.
It's all ass blasters.
5, 6, and 7, only ass blasters.
Because there's the easiest to animate.
There's shriekers. There's hardly any graboids. It's always ass blasters because for some reason I guess John Michael Paul really loved ass blasters, and so that's all you ever saw in those new
He
ones.
thought it
And
was
so that's where my
funny.
hate
He tried to like
for them
put
comes
more comedy
from.
in his movie or something to make it better, but it didn't work. But is the mistake you're talking about how the ass blasters use heat vision and they go in the daytime and like the people would blend in on the ground if it was realistic? Because the heat of
No.
they go off the heat, right?
No, I don't care about suspension of belief stuff like that. The mistake is in the opening. He says, "Bert, like no one in Bert, Michael Gross didn't remember or anything. I don't know how this happened." He's like, which the opening is really cool, but he like kills all the shriekers. He's like, when a graboid mutates, gives birth to 6 shriekers. Wait, it was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
A graboid gives birth to 3 shriekers, and he says 6. And okay, so here I'll keep it brief because Carson kind of touched on everything already. I think it's the funniest. I think it's the one where the comedy and tone is honestly the best, and they translate that perfectly into the show. This is the funniest. This is like John Michael Paul trying to make Tremors funny. This is when Tremors was funny, and it worked the best in 3 in the show. But the side characters are bad, and let alone from a few scenes that really like made the movie enjoyable. Just like he said, the plot device of the ass blasters, it just logically doesn't hold any water. It's not suspenseful. They're not freaky. You feed them and they die. Like what organism would eat food and die? Like that's a little bit too like I don't like that. Just doesn't make any logical sense. Like a creature want to eat and then die. So I don't really. It's just kind of stupid and El Blanco's cool, but I don't really get I've seen every Tremors close to over 20 times, and I still don't remember the full plot layout of 3. Like so, yeah, it's just a not great one.
I'm convinced 4 is better.
So is it my turn now?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
what is
so go up in the list. Go start from bottom to up. What's the list right now?
Okay, so it's number 8 is Shrieker Island.
I can't see it.
Number 7 is Cold Day in
Okay.
Hell. Number 6 is Tremors 5. Number 5 is Tremors 3. And 4 is Tremors 4.
So we have 1, 2 in the show.
Yep.
Okay, then I'm gonna go 1. I think Tremors 1
Hell no.
Tremors 1 is a perfect movie. Okay, you don't make movies much better than Tremors 1, but they made 2. So Tremors 1 is like Tremors 1 is a perfect movie. It has a great when you have someone who can become the main character like Michael Gross, he's your supporting character. Like it just shows you in Reba McEntire, like it's iconic. All the people that are in that movie and the practical effects, and you get Fred Ward and you get what?
The TV show above 1 is insane.
Oh, then you're not okay. But 1 is a perfect movie. But for me, there's nothing much you can say about 1. It's a perfect movie. The screenplay is perfect from the beginning. Whenever they think they're little tiny, it's like it does the classic Tremors thing. They think they're little tiny worms, and then the moment they're in the desert, they're like, "What the hell?" And they're big, and they're big worms. It's awesome. It's terrifying. It's cool. The movie's great. But I just think maybe it's it's the smallest things, but maybe just pacing and like soundtrack, and it's those things that make the difference in what I'm rating 2 and the show at, is just kind of the way the film moves, in my own personal opinion, and soundtracks and characters and the humor. That Tremors 1 is a perfect movie, but I think both 2 and the show are better.
Okay, I love Kevin Bacon and the other dude, I forget his name already, as the lead. But Burt is just made to be Tremors, so I wish Burt was the lead. But it's Kevin Bacon's best movie. It's a perfect horror movie. It's probably in my top. This is the only Tremors movie that's in my top 20 horror movies of all time. Period. One of the greatest shots in cinema is the headlights shooting up from the ground. It's one of my favorite shots of all time. One of my favorite scenes of all time. Of that couple dying in the car. Gives birth to probably the greatest monster of all time, maybe behind Jeepers Creepers. One of the funniest openings to
the Graboid,
yeah, the Graboid is between that. I think Jeepers Creepers is my favorite monster
classic
movie, but it's like Tremors is a close second. Like Cody said, I can't say much about Tremors 1. It's a perfect horror movie in my opinion. It's number 1. I'm gonna have to veto this. I gotta get it up at least one more spot. And we'll talk about the TV show when we get to it. But
so I guess I'll say a brief thing on 1, and then we'll vote what goes to 3 then.
Okay.
I'll just say Tremors 1, perfect movie, iconic opening and gags there between him and Fred Ward. Great chemistry. The ensemble cast there is all around pretty great. A couple forgettable ones, like the kid's dad. Is that his name, Ned?
I don't remember.
That's always the scene that throws me off the most. And then he
when Ned's on the tire, like, what the hell are you doing, Ned? Are you retarded?
So that was funny. But
when they're jumping on the rocks as well, that's one of the greatest scenes ever. And whenever they're all like on the roof,
here's my one issue with 1.
When they're on the roof of everything, and that's like one of the greatest scenes of all time.
I know my issue with 1. Here it is. This is one of the reasons. It spends not a lot of time, but I honestly think the chick actor, whatever her name is, Finn Carter, that might be one of the lesser good ones. I don't get her. It seems like just a kind of like a forced Hollywood. Oh, we got to have like a love thing. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I think it would have been better without the love thing. Like maybe the
guy seemed a little forced in that movie.
Maybe the guy who's there as a college student is just like a college undergrad. And he's like a dude, and he's like, what the hell is this seismic stuff? And there is no romantic plot, because they also kind of just don't do a lot with it. And then by the end, they're just like, okay, I don't know. That's my only thing about it, is I feel like that just takes away from how cool and epic the rest of the movie is. But it's just like nitpicking at that point. But like the most iconic ones, yeah, when they're like polting from rock to rock and doing all the stuff. And I can't even say all the stuff because it's also iconic. And then the practical, like miniature stuff as well. When the Graboid goes off the cliff, you should watch behind the scenes stuff on that. It's pretty cool. And the deaths, obviously, like you said, they're all iconic. One of my favorite scenes is when they're like trying to get out of the town. I like the beginning. My favorite, the best part of Tremors 1 is definitely the beginning, when they think it's like the tentacles is the creature, and they're in the Chang's market. And they're like, what the fuck are we gonna do? And they have to like map it out. Like, oh, we're in the valley, we're cut off, and then they go that way. And
this is like this is like 30 minutes into the film. You think it's these worms, and they're like,
right.
That's what's great.
Yeah. Tremors 1 is good. So he vetoed it, so now I can pick what goes on 3 then.
Well, Hendrix.
Okay.
Pick.
I do need to say this.
No,
I just
we
picked.
now get to pick.
I picked one.
What?
I just put one at spot 3.
Yeah, so Hendrix vetoed it. And then so now, out of us three, we majority vote on what goes into 3, and it can't be Tremors 1. So we either get to have a show or 2.
I'll say the show.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
I'll go with that. But I do need to say this, because we'll see if we can compromise here, because we differ a lot on the TV show for some reason, and I didn't know this until now. I have the show below 4 and below 3.
What?
I have the TV show at number 5.
Man, you damn spit my toothpick out of my mouth.
I think 4 and 3.
We'll talk about the show when you rank it.
We just did rank it.
No, we did just rank it.
We just did rank it.
You go ahead, Hendrix.
Okay, I liked the show. The show was.
What's wrong with the show?
What's wrong with the show is it makes 0 sense and there's no ending. I don't know what happened with this thing, but
well, the no ending. That's a funding thing.
So I did some research and it's
unfinished.
It got canceled by Sci-Fi, so it didn't really get finished. They were
because they aired the episodes out of order.
Yeah, they aired it out of order.
Yeah.
Which I learned later. Because I was like, what the fuck?
Because they thought they'd make more money that way. So it made no sense to people watching it live.
Right.
So people are knowing about Mixmaster before it's even mentioned.
Yeah, the final episode is episode 2, whenever it was aired live.
Yes.
And I hated the main character.
Yeah.
So that was
like the dude that came into town and bought he was going to reopen the whole attraction thing. I hated him. I despised every second he was on scene or on screen for some reason. I don't know why.
Wait, who?
Let me get his name.
Who? Who's this?
The main guy.
You mean the guy from Tremors 1?
No. The young guy.
The main guy?
He's talking about the guy who plays Jack, I think.
Victor Brown.
Oh, Tyler. I love Tyler.
Yeah, I like Tyler too.
You do? I do.
I thought he's better than Jack.
I don't know what it was. I despised him. I was pretty much just there for Bert. I thought Bert was amazing. But it was unfinished.
It's the best version of Bert.
It was unfinished. To me, I was like, I couldn't tell you what the story of the show is. I literally couldn't tell you. I was just there for Bert kicking ass, and that was it. I was halfway through the show and I had no clue what was going on. Dean Morris is also 10 out of 10 in the show. I loved him in it. I had no clue he was going to be in it.
Yes. Yes, he's hard as hell. When he's Twitchell.
Every time he's on screen.
Which is where
I learned that. I didn't know. As soon as I turned it on, I was like, oh, that's where they got Twitchell. But every time he was on screen, it was just he made everyone else look like high school stage actors. He's just
shit actors.
So much better
he
than
did
everyone.
Actually. Yeah, that's true.
And it was just that was kind of distracting because it was I would have loved to see him on set because I bet he was looking.
I get that. He actually, when he's on screen, he does. You can tell. All right, here we go. Tremors the show. This is what's amazing about it. Do we have 5 hours? Okay. Tremors the show. First off, the best screenwriting ever from Brent Maddock and whatever the other guy is. Who
Really?
S.S. Wilson.
I've got
the dialogue. Was
S.S.
corny.
Wilson. Yeah.
The dialogue was corny.
Yes. Those two geniuses. And it is what explains where Graboid come from. Not that they needed to, but it does it in the best way ever. The supporting cast, need I go on? Tyler is amazing.
Rosalita.
I don't know where this is coming from. Rosalita, a classic, and easy on the eyes, I might add. And then, of course, Hank Schrader, Dean Norris there as Twitchell, is the best supporting actor other than Michael Gross and the other ones out of any. I mean, literally, he chews up the scenery there in a good way.
Okay. All right, continue.
All right.
Continue with this bullshit.
So Twitchell is the GOAT. And like I was saying, that's no issue of the shows that he eats up the scenery. He's an amazing in everything that he does. And I'm going to say this: this is the greatest part. The idea of Mixmaster and the idea that it can create all these different sort of graboid-like creatures that are all different in their own respect and have their own different attributes that come from the government facility that Burt Gummer was right about the whole time is literally the best fucking plot point ever, and it's a damn shame that they aired them out of order and people didn't watch it.
I can't believe why
My
would
turn?
they think that is
You
better?
go, Fred.
Yeah. I think it's the greatest. I think it's what?
Sorry, I'm even more
Well,
debating now
Hendrix?
that I've come back. I was gonna say, why would they think it's better to air them out of order?
Okay, Hendrix is chopped.
Damn it.
Okay. Well, I think that like Carson said, Burt Gummer's paranoid and stuff of the gut and government, the whole, all throughout this thing, it's a shtick, and the idea that there was actually a government base under Perfection Nevada where experiments with the Mixmaster and created graboids and stuff like that. It's awesome. Hey.
Okay, I'm doing the phone because fuck that.
Well, are you still screen recording?
Yes, we're still good. I'm just gonna have to talk through the phone because it's painful.
Okay. So, I think the idea of Burt being paranoid, the whole time, and the fact that there actually is a government base under Perfection is awesome, and Mixmaster's making everything. And let's just scan that episode is the Ghost Dance. The Ghost Dance is like.
You'll have to remind me what that one is.
That's the one where they go into the mine and there's the seeping like sulfur mist, and they think it's a ghost, but it's like Mixmaster mixed with like bacteria or something. I can't remember what it is.
I think it's the animal control people. Didn't they poison the graboid? Didn't the animal control people poison the graboid to make the town leave? Try to make the town leave.
It's been a bit since we've seen the show, but I just remembered I loved that episode.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Water Hazard's a good one. The one where the Shriekers are in the fair. Yes.
Yeah, that's technically episode 2, but they aired it as the last episode.
Because it was so good.
And the one that begins with the paraglider. That one's really good.
Yes. That's the one with Michael Rooker? Is it?
That's the one where I think it's when the animal activist, the graboid activist, first show up in the show.
Yeah, so I think the humor of the show and everything, I think that is like the best. The show is 3, but perfect, and I love the humor, I love the writing, I think everything's great, and if it had been finished to completion, it would have been the greatest thing ever put to TV. I remember when we were watching it, I was like, oh my god, it's going to have an episode where Burt Gummer, AR-15 in his hand, is going to dig a hole into the ground and be walking around in the government facility. But we never got that.
Yep.
And that would have been the hardest thing ever, and that was what's going to happen. And Twitcher was going to be there, and he's going to be like, what the fuck? It was going to be awesome. It would have been like the greatest thing ever, but it didn't happen. So I think the show's great, but I don't think you can rate it first, just because, you have to rate a movie first. I feel like, but the show is, I think, perfect.
It is. I did like it. So, do you know why it got canceled?
Just bad ratings, I would assume. But I don't know.
Ratings. Didn't make money. That's crazy. How did people not dig that? All right. Anyway. So that goes deep. So default Tremors 2 to first place.
Do we all agree on that? That Tremors 2 is the best thing, Tremors.
Well,
I think it would be Hendrix who gets the pick now. No, you just pick the show. No, we all pick the show to take the place. Oh yeah, Hendrix, your turn.
well,
given that you let me put the first Tremors above the show, I will say that Tremors 2 is the best Tremors movie. Well, I will agree that if I was making my ranking, I would say the first Tremors the best one, but I will say that Tremors 2 is probably the most entertaining movie.
Oh, goddamn the hell.
What?
Okay, hold on. I want to go. Because I fully disagree with this. I think there's a lot of argument for like 3 and 5 and 1 and everything and 4. But I think Tremors 2 is just far and away the best. I don't think it really comes close to Tremors 2. It takes everything about the plot of 1, but makes it even better. And that, like, you're like, oh, it's graboids? And it's like, oh, well, it's not graboids this time. It's, dude, it has this everything about 1, but like I said, it's the soundtrack. It's all those little things that make it just better. The soundtrack, the deaths, the way the camera moves.
Probably the best practical effect whenever they find the dead graboid. When it's mutated.
Yeah, it's breathing.
When it's breathing. That's probably the best practical effect.
And he's like kicking it, and they're like, what the f*** is going on? Hold on, 1 second. Let me finish. And the opening at the oil barrels, I think that's the best graboid out of the ground death too. But the soundtrack, drawing a blank on his name, the second guy who wants to, Grady. Is it Grady?
I think so.
Grady is awesome, and him and Bert and Fred Ward, their ensemble is great. And I'll never forget, I get chills every single time. The first time I watched the movie, I was like, what is going on? Because the movie's like got this funny tone, and they're like, oh, and Fred Ward like knows what he's doing this time, and Bert and them are like, oh, this is so easy. It's like the smartest thing ever. We're gonna get RVs. We're gonna blow little tiny miniature RVs. We're gonna blow up these graboids. This is awesome. We're doing great. This is so easy. Graboids are retarded. Like, it's so easy to kill them. Can you believe we even died to them in the first one? And then wait, what the fuck? And then it's the shot when they're sitting on the truck hood, and it's the first Shrieker, and it does this like snap push in on Fred Ward and Grady, and they sit up, and he goes, what the hell was that? It's the greatest thing in the world. And then they go up
I see that in your guys' videos all the time.
What?
I see that shot in your guys' videos all the time.
That's why it does that troglodyte. That's why literally that is why it does that troglodyte.
Yeah, I can tell.
Because it's one of my favorite shots ever in a movie. I don't even know what to say about Tremors. It's just perfect. So.
And Bert is gone completely batshit crazy by this one.
The MREs and the
he's got like truckloads of shit. And the first one, he has like a safety basement, but it's nothing like Tremors 2. Tremors 2, like so I don't know who had the idea of making Bert like that, but it's probably one of the greatest.
And with Heather leaving him, he's just like he's like a loner retard. He's like, great, that one.
Yeah.
I want to say, Bert, and this is another reason 2 is good. We said like was Bert at his best, whatever. He's great in the show, but in 1. I almost forget Bert is even in it. Go back and watch it.
Yeah, he's like a side character.
I really think, I don't agree with you. Bert is not the best as the main character. Bert is the best as exactly how he was in Tremors 2. A big, very much involved secondary side character. He's much more interesting in 2. His whole story with him getting his divorce and like with the sitting in his couch, not doing anything, and then Fred Ward calls him and he comes over and he brings all the explosives that they use, and then he's like making a game out of punching the graboids, and like Cody said, and it's really easy, and they're like making a job out of it, and they're getting like $10,000 a graboid, and it is perfect, and there's nothing wrong with Tremors 2. There's literally not a thing wrong. And then they do the blood-curdling screeching, and they're like, what the fuck is that? And then they go back to the dude, and they're like, hey, hey, and his like hands are on the thing and only his hand, and they're like, holy shit, and he's like, it's a whole new goddamn ball game, and then and Burt Gummer has no idea, and they come to his car and he's like, I don't have any more ammo, and they come back and they all group up, and the ending is the greatest, where they're infrared, and they didn't know that when they eat they reproduce, so they put one in the thing and they eat all of his MREs that he brought earlier.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest moments.
And then he sprays himself.
Then with fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the ending explosion is one of the greatest endings.
Although if you pause it, you can clearly see it's a miniature.
Yeah, you can. You don't have to pause it.
No, but you're just gonna put it there because I would veto it anyways, and it would go.
You could catch me on a day saying that Tremors 2 is the best one, but I love the first one. It is genuinely one of my favorite movies.
I think that the first one is the one that did it all, and it is perfect. But I think you got to give credit to Tremors 2 because what is one of the hardest things to do after a good movie is to make a good sequel. And not only did it make a good sequel, it made a perfect, amazing sequel in my eye with like no problems, and built on the first one, it does it better.
And nostalgia does hit because Tremors, the first one is the only one that I've seen before I met you guys in theater class. I just assumed that the rest of them were shit until you guys nonstop talked about 2 until in theater, and then I went and finally watched it. So nostalgia does have a factor with me in the first movie. It's the only one I've seen as a kid.
I want to add one more thing. My last thing about it is that, like Carson said, with the other ones, there's things like perfect movies. In all movies I call perfect, there's some like things I can nitpick. I can't really nitpick anything with 2. With 1, I can nitpick. Like Carson said, it just seems a little bit Hollywood at parts. The first one, like with the romance, and I don't think. And for me, what makes a perfect movie perfect is the soundtrack. And 1 doesn't really have a memorable soundtrack. 2 does. If you've never listened to 2 soundtrack by itself, the opening where it plays the and then goes into to the Mexican music, it's just hilarious.
I need to listen to it. I listen to movie soundtracks all the time, so I need to listen to that one.
Yeah, Tremors 2 soundtrack is great. And 4 is a great soundtrack. But like the main thing with 1 is for me is I think is pacing. Is like, even though the screenplay is written perfect, there's slower scenes, and even though like them all up on the roof is great in the first one, there's times where it's like in my opinion, it gets like a little slow, whereas in 2 that just doesn't happen. And with like the miniature RV montage, like it's so quick and it keeps your attention, and you like get a little smile in your face and like, oh my god, this is hilarious, like what the fuck are they doing, just before it hits you with like, oh shit, it ain't gonna be this easy. There's just everything about the way it plays with your emotions while you're watching it, and the way everything's shot, and just the way it just different. It's Tremors 2 is built different, and so that's all I'll say about Tremors franchise.
Okay, I can agree with this.
So I'd say that's it.
So didn't one of you guys not use a veto, or?
No, I think we all. Well, Carson didn't.
It's fine.
There's nothing you would change about this list right now.
Well, I can't see the list, but
Oh yeah, that's right. I disconnected it. Okay, so I'll just say, so at number 8 we have Shrieker Island. Number 7, Cold Day in Hell. Number 6, Tremors 5. Number 5, Tremors 3. Number 4 is Tremors 4. Number 3 is the TV show. Number 2, Tremors 1. And number 1, Tremors 2.
Yeah, that's good ranking.
That's a pretty solid ranking, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
So that is the official Hendrix Film / non-production Tremors ranking.
Yes.
This video is going to be way longer than I thought. We have been filming for an hour and 34 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah. So
that shows how much we talk about Tremors.
You guys are genuine Tremors fans. You guys are going to make me look like a fool in this video because you guys just know so much more, but that's all right. So any last words about the Tremors franchise?
No, I think it was perfect.
John Michael Paul, make sure you stay the fuck away. And you've outlived your welcome.
And hopefully you have a cold day in hell one day.